What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Sweet and Savory Barbecue. I'm your host, Jamie Trader. Today we've got another Super Bowl recipe for you. We're doing Philly cheesesteak sliders on our big green egg. Let's get started. So what I've got here in my bowl is some ribeye. I just bought a couple of steaks at the store and I just trimmed them down real thin. It helps if you kind of put them in the freezer for a little bit, 30, 45 minutes, get them really nice and cold. It helps get them nice and thin. I'll give them a light coat with some olive oil. Just kind of get that moving around in there. I'm going to come back with some Swine Life Prime Beef. And get that kind of mixing around in there. Make sure you get some seasoning on all pieces. If you need to add a little more, go ahead and do that. We're just going to let this sit here and marinate for a little bit. We've got some onions that we've cut up. We're going to get those cooked first, get them off, and then get this steak on. So while our grill is still coming up, we're sitting about 325. We're going to aim for somewhere around 350, 400. We're going to go ahead and get our onions started. I've got my cast iron pan in here. Get some butter melting. And get our onions in. We're going to hit our onions with a little more of that Swine Life Prime Beef. Get some flavor on them. Get our lid closed. And we'll just give this a stir periodically. Get our onions nice and soft. So after about 10 minutes, our onions are right where I want them. They're nice and soft. Still a little texture. I'm going to go ahead and get them off of here. Now it's time to get our thinly sliced ribeye on the grill. We're using the same pan the onions cooked in. We'll get all that flavor from the butter, from the onions, the prime beef. And dump that in there. We're just going to get that cooked. Again, just like the onions, we're going to stir this as needed. So after just about 5 minutes, our steak is done. It still has a little pink to it. That's how I like it. We're going to get it off into our bowl. Now this is the time, if your grill got a little hot on you, you want to try to bump it back down to about 350 and we'll get these sliders assembled. So what we've got is some King's Hawaiian rolls. We just cut the tops off. I've got some pepper jack cheese. I'm just going to lay it down on the bottom, kind of stagger it a little bit. I'm going to come back with our steak. Let's try a little bit of that steak. Oh yeah. We're going to use most of this steak we've cooked here. Come back with those onions and just spread them out throughout the slider. This is where you can kind of make it your own. You want peppers on there, you put peppers, different kinds of cheeses, whatever you'd like. And then on top, do a couple slices of provolone. Tops put on. Got a little bit of melted butter. Gonna brush the tops, help them brown up. Finally, we're just gonna hit it with a little bit of that prime beef again from Swine Life, right over the top. We're gonna get these back on our big green egg at 350 just to get the cheese melted, and we'll bring these sliders together. All right, it's been about 5 minutes. Our cheese should be melted. Our top should be starting to brown up a little bit. Oh yeah, that cheese, you can see it's melted, a little crisp to the top. I'm gonna call these, we're gonna get them off, and then it's time to eat them. So we've got our Philly cheesesteak sliders back over to the cutting board. Before we dive in, a quick recap. We started with just 2 steaks, they're about 16 ounces each. We put them in the freezer for about 30 minutes, got them cut nice and thin. Hit them with a little olive oil, a little Swine Life Prime Beef, let them marinate. We cut up an onion, got that on in the cast iron on the big green egg. Again, a little bit of that prime beef and some butter. Let those sweat down, get nice and soft. Once they were done, we put our steak on, got that cooked. Then we came over here and started assembling our sliders. We started with the King's Hawaiian rolls, cut them in half, laid down some pepper jack cheese, our steak, our onions, a little provolone on top, put our lids on, brushed them with some melted butter, a little bit more Swine Life Prime Beef, got them back on there, just melting the cheese. And you know, this is going to be perfect for a Super Bowl party. So this is for all you Philly fans out there. You may not think it's authentic as far as a Philly cheesesteak, but that's what's great about it. You can make it your own. You can do whatever you want to do. So I'm going to come in here. We're just going to cut one out of here. Go with this one right here. It's gooey. Oh yeah. Some crispiness to the bottom. That onion flavor comes through. Melted cheese. It doesn't get much better than that. Thanks for checking out this week's video. We hope you give this a shot at your Super Bowl party. Be sure to follow us on all our other social media outlets, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. We've got another video picked out for you, so go ahead and check that out, and we'll see y'all next time.